only imagine the anxiety of always thinking you're gonna get your visa the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, and then it's just all the way up until the day before the weigh-in, you get your visa. That how did he handle that mentally? And did he seem very nervous? Did he seem flustered? How did he feel?
He stayed focused the whole time, but there was times he came to me and he said, Coach, I just don't think this fight's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get the visa. They keep saying this. And then they told us the Wednesday going into the fight, okay, your visa's there. You got to go to a loading dock. That's where you're going to pick it up. Everything's in. You're good. We get over to the loading dock. Once we got over to the loading dock, everybody's visa was there except his. So now that's when it was like really setting in, hey, it doesn't look like I'm going to get this visa. And we knew if we didn't get that visa the next day, the fight's off. So, obviously there was anxiety about
Heavens.
that. He stayed positive and focused, but at the end of the day, what can you do? If you don't get the visa, you can't get out of the country. You have no passport. And thank God it came in the next day. And that being said, when we got the visa the next day, then there was no flights out.
So how did you guys end up coming back to the country?
Yeah, so now we're like, oh, we got the visa. We're great. Okay. We contact PBC, get our flights. They're telling us, hey, there's no flights out. And luckily there was a cancellation and we jumped on that cancellation. So like I said, we were probably within an hour, 2 hours of he wouldn't have fought.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane. Well, all right. Moving on from that, which is a crazy story. As far as game plan, whose idea was it for him to fight Southpaw? He came out and fought the whole fight Southpaw. That's not something I'm used to seeing from Carlos. Whose idea was it, and why was it so effective?
Me and him both, we talked about it a lot during camp. We thought that was going to give us the best opportunity, to make the statement. And I think everybody obviously thinks when he's right-handed, he's a much more powerful puncher from the right-hand stance. Matter of fact, on the telecast, Al Bernstein was thinking that too, but we were working on a lot of power shots from the left-handed stance. And, what's interesting, I'm sure when they went into the camp, they're like, hey, when he's left-handed, he's just there to box. He's not there to land power shots. So we went in there and said, hey, you know what? We're going to go from the left-handed stance, but during camp, we're going to plant and we're going to work on a lot of power shots from that left-handed stance. And I think that really threw them off, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. What is it with you and Southpaws? You train as Southpaws. Robert Guerrero, Lara, Puello, Garcia, Eric Rosa, Santi Yang, and now you got Carlos, who's a right-handed, and you switch him left-handed. What is it with you and Southpaws?
And don't forget, I worked a lot with Joel Casamoyer, another pretty decent southpaw too.
There you go. There's something with you and Southpaws, man.
That I feel like that's my specialty, and there's a lot of different tricky things that you could do from that southpaw stance, no doubt about it. And so I think it's a huge advantage when you could go there, and especially if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. No, which for sure you do. Listen, I just listed your resume. It's pretty clear you know what you're doing with those Southpaws.